there was actually questions I wrote in our little group chat thing, and I'm just gonna read it out. So I said, how you got into making 3D art? What's your backstory? So Florian says here, and I'll bring the portfolio up as well so you can look at this while I'm going through that. But oh man, and my camera, let's get me out of there. Yeah, so started 3D in 2019 and created an amateur company with two friends with whom I separated or whom we separated for different reasons. We started from nothing and we managed to create our first amateur game. It's a battle royale game. I should be noted that I had left school for this project in this year, so I sought to enter a school. I found a CG Academy in Belgium. Oh, nice. Nice. Which was a 1-year course in game art. I didn't work on my portfolio until I found my first job at Dreamwall. Then went to Clioton for a WRC generation, and now Florian's at Ubisoft Ivory Tower. That's my story in a nutshell. Dude, you like, boop, 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 boop. You just climb up there, you know? What or where do you want to go? So I want to take my work to another level, and I specialize in vegetation/environment materials mainly. And what specifically are you looking for feedback on? Are there any flaws or framing errors my posts have, or my post may have? I'm working on my drawing fundamentals, as I've never had drawing class or art class at all. So I'm catching up on deficiencies with some concept artist friends. Oh man. So really like diving in to this like deep end man, that's awesome. I think we should all be learning a little bit more about fundamentals, because as things become easier to create, it's really going to come down to like, why is this person's work look so good? And it's because their fundamentals are just on point, and it's reading through their work. But yeah, what should I remove or keep? I usually remove a lot off ArtStation posts once I'm not happy with them anymore. That's totally fine. I think it's a personal choice on if you keep stuff or remove stuff. For me, by the time I was like, oh, I should remove that, I just don't even. It's just there. Whatever. It's all good. But yeah, everyone has their own little differences. But yeah, finally, what are you working on now? Working on an unannounced project. Personal project, I'm working on some road material that I think is finished, but I'm leaving time before posting it to potentially see flaws later and fix them. If you wish, I can send a picture of the material. Do totally send a picture if you want. I think that would be cool. But yeah, let's dig through a few of these images. I think when it comes to presentation, man, I really like how you framed your death loop. I keep thinking about doing this, and it's just updating the framing, and I'm noticing you're rounding the corners of your thumbnails. Is that you doing that, or is that ArtStation doing that? I think ArtStation is doing that. Yeah, they are. Why? Why would they do that? But I like the look of it. I think it would be cooler if it was the artist doing it. But it is what it is. But yeah, so you've got some materials in here. The materials themselves, like the fourth one and this one, lava rock, sci-fi lava rocks. He is doing it, isn't he? I mean, it's in these. Man, this presentation and the type of material we're looking at here is super intriguing. It's very stylized, of course, right? But the way you're presenting it throughout really shows the consistency or the understanding of what you're doing with the material. Man, when it's in shadow, that's really cool. You could be wrong. Let me look here. Yeah, no, you're right. It's not ArtStation. It's this profile, because there's space between the thumbnails as well. and it's not rounded on the overlay. Huh. I like it. I think if you're rounding like that, you should round in the Deathloop thumbnail as well. Like the thumbnail itself like needs to be the same roundness, I guess. You prefer cylinder renders with a higher FOV? They can get a bit thin. Really? Let's see here. I prefer cylinder renders with a higher FOV. They can get. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. But yeah, like the materials aren't too. Man, that wood material looks pretty cool. They're. I guess I would want to see like some character across the surface, or like I don't know, something happening to the surface, like a glass of spilled water. It sounds ridiculous, but just seeing the surface interacting with something, whether it be like moisture or like something that's happening to the surface to just change up the roughness, just getting some story in there. But I like the tile damage and the wooden planks. The the pine bark isn't too interesting to me. And now I'm realizing that you're not doing spheres for the materials, which actually helps your portfolio quite a bit when it comes to like being both a vegetation artist and a material artist. Because if it was shader balls, I think it would disjoint itself, and your work would literally split itself. Like you would have your spheres on one side and then your foliage on another. So I actually like that you have chosen to not do spheres, even though it probably affected how often people click on like liking it or clicking it in general. I'm pretty sure if it's a sphere, you get more clicks. I don't know why. That's my gut feeling on it. But if it's intriguing enough, people will click it anyways. Ooh, these are cool. So becoming a foliage artist, I would say, in your experience, Bray, it's a crapshoot. So from what I've been able to gather of foliage, is a lot of it is understanding, like if you're doing your own materials, it scans, right? But it's definitely you need to understand something like speed tree. Speed tree is probably the most used foliage tool in the industry, and if you can get comfortable in there, you can do some pretty magical things with foliage. But yeah, it's also more of the technical understanding of like how do you get the foliage to move in very specific ways. Oh, dude, what? No way. Low poly viewer. Let's go. Yeah, because see, that looks pretty strong, but it's actually quite low poly, and it has a lot to do with the way that the pieces are positioned. And you can tell like if this was like scattered, and the cattails were in different areas, that it wouldn't it wouldn't look as low poly as it's presented here. Dude, look at these. Like those look pretty cool, and those would be camera facing for sure. If like this viewer supported it, right? Yeah, Ollie, I would love to have some people talk about foliage from Onyx. I think that would be awesome. But I digress. I think the thing that's making your foliage stick out and look really good is like these close-ups. Like you're going in, you're really building them out, and then baking all that stuff out, and you're also adding a bit of understanding of why it's like it's not just, oh, this is the geometry, and this is how the plant grows, but it's actually showing the broken ones, like the imperfect ones, as well as the intact ones, and just getting that character, the age as well, like young versus old when it comes to foliage is definitely a thing. Man, these are sick. Look at that. High poly, no alpha, only geometry. Man, this looks So that's a high poly as well. Is that's not scanned? The last bush is made for an internal tutorial to train the new ones, the young bloods, uh, in the workflow for making vegetation from scratch on Blender. Yeah, there's definitely. Oh man, that's crazy. Yeah, the attention to detail is really impressive, and your ability to bake out and like position them in a way that makes them look so natural. You're a big fan of that. This one here, this little piece popping out. Like I see another one here from a different. Look at this. It's like the cowlick leak the tutorial star, sir. Yeah, there's something about the way that you're positioning your branches that makes it feel so natural. Like it's very protected here, and then you've got these like crazy, like gnarled, like I live on the edge, literally, types of branches that are just trying to grow out like madness. Yeah, these are impressive. I mean, I don't know if like maybe this one could be taken out of your portfolio, or like these last three don't shine nearly the same as like the rest of your work. I wonder if I'm zoomed in as well. Oh yeah, I am. Oh jeez. Yeah, these last three just don't shine like the rest of your work. And I really like the way you've presented your WRC work. I gotta check this one out. Yeah, it's nice and soft. Oh, these leaves feel huge. I wonder if that's just because of the camera angle, or the scale, or whatnot. Oh yeah, look at that. This type of plant, this is this is difficult. I don't know if you made those ones, but those are hard to do, and it looks like the engine is was limiting you when it when it came to this. Oh yeah, nice and soft foliage here. Man, I bet in motion this looks great. I think I would suggest maybe putting a video like reel of your foliage would be really sick to see. Ooh, man, these materials are there's so much character in your material work, and you have a very strong understanding of PPR values. So even when it's like stylizing a little bit, it's really like it's still popping off. It's really nice. Oh man, look at that. Such character. Yeah, this is awesome. Yeah, so I mean, I think if I think I would just like to see more of your foliage in motion, because under like seeing how it moves around. I don't know if you're working on that aspect of it, but I would love to see like more of the technical aspects of like how you're thinking about your models. Like the fact that this is modeled, this must be geometry nodes, because you're saying only geometry. There must be some smart placement that you're doing, and the approach that you're going with to placing them or blending them in is really, yeah, because it's not welded or anything. Don't hand place all that, please. Please. It's really cool. Really nice stuff. I mean, I don't have too much feedback. I would love to see more foliage from you. Maybe you should start posting some tutorials. I'm sure people would pay for that if you want to charge. You could do some free stuff as well, but it's really impressive. I don't think I have a place in that territory to even attempt to show people how to do foliage. Man, yeah, your subsurface is really nice as well. Like this is just it's glowing, but it doesn't feel wrong. Oh, wait a minute. You do have a tutorial. if I remember correctly, because I think I remember looking at them. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, those level up tutorials are freaking crazy good. But yeah, if you have other questions, um, I guess like let me know. You can poke me in chat and whatnot, and I can help you get through some of this stuff because I don't think I don't think I can add much more. Your older stuff I think is where I would, if you wanted to hide anything, I would just hide these last three. But I really like how you're building environments and then placing going nuts with foliage. He has some stuff on his blog at least. Oh yeah, that was a month ago. Oh ho. Oh Houdini. Oh oh, some stylized stuff as well. Oh man. Yo, that's pretty cool, man. I love seeing technical things like this because when you have something like this, you can move those around and use them in so many different ways that it actually looks like a ton of unique content. Oh, that's super cool. And you're doing all types of stuff. Oh, I'm liking this, seeing this the stylized stuff as well. It's cool. That player model is amazing. What? I mean, he's got that lean for sure. He's like, I'm gonna run this way. Okay, now I'm running this way. I'm gonna lean it. Lean to where I want to go. Yeah, I'm a little weirded out about the junior title. Oh man, this cough is never ending. 85% lean. It's the Michelin man. I feel it. Anyways, super nice work. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. I would love to see some of your work in the Discord as well.